By now, you guys probably already know how bullish I am on XDC. I've been talking about how this is one of the most overlooked projects in this space, and I do think that after this video, anyone that holds XDC is going to be shouting from the mountain saying, you need to be looking into XDC right now to all their friends, their family members, etc. Because what we just witnessed, announced from XDC, is absolutely massive. And I do think that this is going to put a spotlight on just how overlooked, but how bullish XDC actually is. So sit back, relax. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So first, let's actually start off with some moves being made, right? So the month of April has been pretty big for XDC. There's been a lot of great events, things like that happening. So initially, Token 2049. Now, I'm going to dive on into this event here in a second and go over how big this event actually will be for XDC, but we have XDC Network is returning to Token 2049 in Dubai as a silver sponsor. This is going to be happening from April 30th through May 1st as well, and we have XDC Innovative Labs isn't just sponsoring, they're unleashing a full week of high-impact side events, builder meetups, and even exclusive showcases from April 28th to May 2nd. So again, we're starting to see some pretty big moves being made around XDC, even within a lot of these events to really kind of not only showcase, the power of XDC, but bring more builders to the network, right? Expand the network, expand some of the use cases. So absolutely love these events. I've always talked about it. Now, outside of that, ISO 20022 demo. So the ISO 20022 demo shows how financial institutions can send and receive ISO 20022 messages with integrated real-time settlement, demonstrating secure transfers, acknowledgements, and escrow-based logic. It's a step towards more programmable, transparent, and automated financial infrastructure. Watch the demo to see how messaging standards work. We talked about this. Again, it's just another huge step for XDC to take on cross-border payments and the inefficiencies that really kind of plague them. Outside of that, we do also have in the latest XDC APAC podcast episode, the lead of ecosystem development sat down with Vinod and Kapil. I hope that I'm saying those names correctly. The founders of Go Plugin, XDC Network's native Oracle solution. This episode explores their latest innovation, Edge, a blockchain-powered platform focused on the tokenization of real estate assets. Now, this is where things start getting a little bit more interesting around XDC. We have built on the XDC network and leveraging the ERC 3643 standard Edge, Edge, aims to make global property investment more accessible through fractional ownership, transparent governance, and regulatory alignment. So again, this announcement here will probably go unnoticed, right? A lot of people actually won't even look into this project. They don't even care about it. And what's crazy about that is that this is a project targeting real estate tokenization. The global real estate market is valued over $380 trillion. It might just be starting now. We still might have a little bit more time until we start to really kind of target, trillions of dollars around that market. But the fact that we're starting to see moves being made around networks like XDC showcase the early moves that will ultimately lead to some of the biggest moves that we've witnessed around tokenization. This is a huge announcement, but this is not the one that I'm talking about. We're going to get to that one here in a second. But first, let's actually talk a little bit about Token 49 or 2049. So this event, like I said, is huge. We have Token 2049 week is heating up. XDC Network is bringing the energy all week long with exclusive side events you won't want to miss. From groundbreaking panels to hands-on demos and networking with the brightest in Web3, it's all happening at the XDC Innovation Lab. Now, if we actually look at this event, we could see 40,000 plus attendees, 10,000 plus companies, 500 plus speakers, 600 plus exhibitors. This is one of crypto's biggest events every single year. There's a lot of great news happening around these events. And also, when we look at all of the industry leaders from the companies out there, we could see how big these events actually are. We see a lot of crypto-based companies, obviously, but then we also see a lot of TradFi companies and Web2 companies like Microsoft's here, Google's here. You also have some pretty big names from like the banking and financial sector here as well, like Franklin Templeton, HSBC, JP Morgan, VanEck, Standard Chartered, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, BlackRock. I mean, guys, the list goes on and on. So, these events, you definitely want to look into them because a lot does get announced at them, but it's also a great event for networking, connecting, and also, of course, partnerships to be announced. Now, if we actually go over here to the Dubai one, we could see 15,000 plus attendees, 4,000 plus companies, 200 plus speakers, 200 plus exhibitors, and we also have greater than 70% sea level. So this is definitely going to be a very, very big event. We could see some of the showcase names here. So, crypto's biggest stage. We see Circle there, Tether there. Some great names from the space. Obviously, the Trump Organization will be there, Pantera Capital, exchanges like Binance as well. But outside of that, I think that, just looking at some of the names that will be there, again, you see Microsoft, BlackRock, Google, great names from the space. Obviously, BlackRock's going to be there in a big way, talking probably about tokenization if I had to guess. But outside of that, you also have some big names like PayPal there. I just think that this is going to be a very interesting event that everyone should be looking into. And also, when we look at the agenda happening around XDC, we could see what they're going to be focused on during that time. So we have the VC Pitch Fest, so they're going to be looking at some more VCs, in my opinion, probably to raise some capital around certain things. Outside of that, we also have the Power in the Future, DPIN, and real-world infrastructure on blockchain. And then we also have Beyond Hype, KOL-driven marketing strategies in Web3. And then we also do have RWA Revolution on blockchain. Now, we could see some of the names tied to this. Like, for an example, this section is going to have Comtech Gold, Plugin, Edge, Synergies, and then also a few other ones as well tied to that. And then also this one, in terms of like the DPIN, you do have Lolblocks there, Storex, and then also Plugin, and then even the VC Pitch Fest. Again, you have a few big names here, but it seems as though this is going to be focused on just connecting with some big players, getting together some VCs that want to tap into some specific things within the network, maybe even partner up. Who knows? I think that this is going to be one of those events that if you hold XDC, you're definitely going to want to focus on this because, again, these events are great for partnerships and big announcements. Now, outside of that, let's tap into the big announcement, which was this one here. Again, it did get some love, 1.2K likes, but only 70,000 views. It shows you that nobody's actually paying attention to some of the biggest announcements being made in this space. We have XinFin XDC Network to tokenize $500 million in RWAs in Brazil. XinFin and the XDC Network have officially partnered to tokenize $500 million in real-world assets, marking a significant leap forward in Brazil's digital asset ecosystem. This collaboration combines XinFin's local regulatory expertise with the XDC Network's hybrid enterprise-grade blockchain infrastructure, enabling efficient, transparent, and scalable asset tokenization in Latin America's largest economy. This isn't just about technology, it's about real impact, creating new opportunities for investors, institutions, and innovators alike. As RWA adoption accelerates globally, Brazil is now emerging as a key hub for digital asset innovation. This is the kind of infrastructure shift that reshapes industries. What's crazy about this is that a lot of people won't realize, but $500 million in RWAs is massive for the space currently. Okay? Right now, XDC has about $5.31 million tied to it in terms of RWA value. That means that this announcement alone is a 100x in terms of the total tokenized value on XDC. This is insane. Not to mention that 500 million on XDC would make it jump from number 19 on this list to number 3, flipping stellar. This is huge. This is why I think everyone should be focused on what XDC is doing right now. Now, on top of that, we have over here that the first issue will take place in the next 90 days with a regulated structure. The partnership reinforces XDC as the preferred blockchain infrastructure for the institutional market as well. Now, we do have a few quotes down here. We are structuring $500 million in real-world assets directly into XDC. This is one of the largest institutional transactions ever conducted in Latin America. We are connecting Brazil to the global flow of RWAs. We also have down here that Likey is one of the most prepared platforms in Latin America for regulated RWA issuance. With this partnership, we are strengthening XDC as a reference infrastructure for financial applications backed by real assets with global liquidity and on-chain execution. This is a massive game changer, not just for, XDC, but for the entire space. Another $500 million on chain is huge, especially when we think about, where the current market actually is. We have about $18.5 billion in total RWA, assets on chain. And if we're thinking about another $500 million tied to this, guys, that gets us to $19 billion. XDC just made one of the biggest moves that we have ever seen in this space in the last few months. I mean, this is bigger than even XLM. And everyone went crazy about XLM when Franklin Templeton tokenized $400 million on, Stellar. Now we have $500 million coming to the XDC network, and we only have about 70,000 views. That's insane to me. That's insane. But also, we could see that they have been putting a spotlight on tokenization in a big way. Even from the XDC Foundation, we have tokenization of RWAs isn't coming. It's here on XDC. We're not talking about art or collectibles. We're talking about private credit, bonds, real estate, trade documents, invoices, assets that already power the global economy. Tokenizing real-world assets unlocks automated compliance, instant settlement, lower cost of capital, greater market access, interoperability across systems. It's not just innovation, it's modernization. So why XDC? Because it was built for this. Near zero gas fees, finality in seconds, interoperability at the core. RWA tokenization is no longer a concept, it's infrastructure, and XDC is where it's taking shape. And also with XDC 2.0, guys, XDC is ready to take over in a big way. And I do believe that they're going to do that. But it's crazy to look at some of these networks that XDC is about to flip. Like, we talk about Stellar, we talk about Aptos, Algorand, Solana, Polygon. Guys, this is setting the narrative around XDC, not just being a blue chip, but sitting at the table with the top dogs. I am very excited about this announcement. I think that we're going to start to see XDC taken seriously in a big way over the coming weeks and months. I mean, this is 90 days, right? So it takes about 90 days. So we're coming up on like 3 months. By the end of this year, we could have $500 million tied to the XDC network. And if that is the case, XDC is going to surprise a lot of people that have not been paying attention. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.